Imagine how a new discovery just below the Earth's crust helped a struggling single mother of 3 lose 75 pounds of heart-wrenching fat without exercise or counting calories. And what if in just 8 seconds every day you could lose up to 2 pounds daily, no matter your age, curb your hunger and eliminate cravings, burn more fat than running 3 miles, melt stomach fat 10 times faster, eliminate cellulite and firm up jiggly arm fat? Wouldn't that be amazing? Well, the truth is, this new discovery has scientists left scratching their heads because this new ritual forces your body to burn 2.5 times more calories every day. Women over 50 are buzzing about this brand new belly trimming ritual so powerful it melts away up to 15 pounds every 15 days and a jean size in less than a week. What's the secret? A combination of rare plant herbs recently discovered just underneath the Earth's crust that forces your body to burn 2.5 times more calories every day, according to groundbreaking new research from the National Library of Medicine and the International Journal of Biomedical Science. If you do the math, that means you can lose 53 pounds of extra fat without crash dieting or any exercise whatsoever, no matter if you're 40 years old or 85 years young, automatically putting your body into full fat-burning mode from the moment you wake up until the time your head hits the pillow, shedding layer after layer of heart-clogging belly fat without doing any extra work, without setting foot in a gym or on a treadmill, and without going on another strict crash diet ever again, no matter how old you are or how much weight you have to lose. Like Sherry Singleton, who wrote me and said, "I've lost 52 pounds in 5 jean sizes, but that's not even the best part. My thighs don't rub together when I walk anymore, and now I can walk into whatever store I want and find cute clothes that actually fit me. I haven't been able to do that since my late 20s. I've lost 52 pounds already. It feels incredible." Just make this simple 8-second tweak to your morning routine and watch your belly fat melt off. If you've tried everything under the sun, low carb, keto, intermittent fasting, counting calories, counting points, more cardio, fill half your plate with veggies, egg whites and oatmeal, never eating after 8 p.m., and none of it has ever worked for you, then you're in luck. Because if you can take 8 seconds in the morning for your health, then this will work for you. It's that simple. Even better, it's so easy to maintain because you can still have all your favorite foods, like a piping hot pizza for dinner and a big bowl of ice cream for dessert, and the fat will still melt off. Here's the real secret. This 8-second belly trimming ritual has a built-in appetite suppressant that helps block your body from storing fat while increasing your metabolism to burn 2.5 times as many calories every day, thanks to a unique mix of plant herbs that aren't available in any food or drink on the planet. You can't find this in broccoli, green smoothies, a strict vegetarian diet, or in any fruit. This is brand new. So, while your body is storing less fat, it's also burning twice as much off your belly, thighs, and hips, which is why you can slim down so fast without the worry of rebound weight gain, even if nothing else has ever worked before. And the older you are, the faster it works. By the way, my name is Liz. I have an unusual true story to share about how I saved my baby boy's life and lost 110 pounds, going from this to this, after my husband left me because he said I was too fat. So if you're wondering if this works for regular people who have a super slow metabolism, whose bodies were forever changed by having children, and who hate to diet and exercise, the answer is a resounding yes. And when I started sharing my secret with my friends and their parents in my community, something crazy happened. Christina Long lost 74 pounds and bought her first bikini at age 60 and said, "I used to weigh myself every morning. It didn't matter how strict my diet was or how long I'd spend on the elliptical. I never lost any weight. It got so bad that my scale stopped working because I was too heavy. After going through Liz's presentation, I finally realized why my body refused to let go of my extra weight for all these years. Finally, I had some hope. 74 pounds later, and I feel like a completely different person. I'm so glad I gave it a try. And now I actually look forward to stepping on the scale each morning." I know you're probably skeptical right now, and I don't blame you, because I would be too if I hadn't seen firsthand what it did to my body and my belly. After 3 pregnancies, getting up to 290 pounds, and yo-yo dieting for years, I thought my body was broken. My metabolism was always really slow, and I could never lose any fat, until I stumbled upon this trim tea ritual off the coastline of the Indian Ocean, where everyone is thin, lean, and healthy, in their their 30s all the way up to their 90s. And when I saw how quickly it transformed my body and my belly, along with some of my closest friends and family who were overweight their entire lives, I became a believer because I just couldn't ignore the results anymore. This has nothing to do with starving yourself, cutting carbs, skipping meals, and you don't even have to do any exercise if you don't want to. There's no counting points, there's no counting calories, and there's no complicated rules to follow whatsoever. All you have to do is follow this simple ritual every morning before you eat breakfast, so your body starts burning calories at a faster rate, along with burning up your belly fat for energy. My belly fat started burning off within 24 hours after having 3 kids and weighing close to 290 pounds, even though my husband left me and I was severely depressed. So if I can lose over 100 pounds and flatten my stomach at the same time after everything my body has been through, then there's no reason you can't do it too. Because I'm nothing special. I just stumbled upon something that worked and stuck with it because my belly was flattening out so fast. People asked if I had gotten lipo or a tummy tuck because they couldn't believe all my flattened fat could just disappear like that. But once you discover the science behind why this trim tea works so well, then it's only a matter of time before your friends start asking you what your secret is. It doesn't matter if you have 15 pounds to lose or 115. If you're 40 years old or 90 years young. If you have horrible genetics and a super slow metabolism, or if you've never lost a single pound in your entire life. None of that matters because I can guarantee whatever you tried in the past did not include the breakthrough that you're going to discover here today. Rita lost 41 pounds, 7 inches off her waist, and has a clean bill of health at 58. She wrote in and said, "My family has a history of high cholesterol and heart problems, and my doctor made it crystal clear. If I didn't make any changes, I'd be next. I'd get exhausted walking up the stairs to tuck in my grandkids when they'd stay over for the weekend." Then I heard Liz's story. I figured if she could do it, then why couldn't I? For the first time, I have a clean bill of health after losing 41 pounds and 7 inches off my waist. But the best part is the extra energy I have every day. Just being more active with my grandkids feels amazing. I feel like I have my life back. What I'm about to share with you is brand new and extremely controversial. And it goes against what everyone is telling you when it comes to fast and sustainable weight loss. So please, stick with me for the next 60 seconds because I'm going to show you exactly what to do to start losing 10, 20, even 30 pounds of pure raw fat right from your own home. The weight loss industry is a multi-billion-dollar enterprise, and some of the higher-ups noticed the results I was posting on social media, so they're doing everything they can to shut this video down. Because if you realize how easy and simple it is to actually burn fat and lose weight without their prescription medications, expensive gym memberships, and bogus detoxes and cleanses, they stand to lose billions of dollars. So please, don't close out of this video, because I can't guarantee it will still be here tomorrow. By the way, my name is Liz. I'm not a dietitian, I'm not a doctor, and I'm not a personal trainer. I'm just a single mom from St. Louis, Missouri, whose husband left her and almost lost 2 of my babies during childbirth because of my weight. My husband walking out on me because I gained over 80 pounds during our marriage was one of the hardest moments of my life. My self-esteem was shattered. The only man I ever loved slammed the door right in my face. I felt paralyzed, like I couldn't go on. And there I was with 2 baby boys and a baby girl, my life in shambles, crying myself to sleep every single night for months, not knowing if things were ever going to change. And so with my back up against the wall, I made a vow to myself and my 3 kids, right then and there, to get rid of all of the extra weight. I wanted my ex to eat his heart out the next time he saw me. Not just to prove him wrong and make him jealous. I wanted to do it for me, because my kids deserve a mom who is active, can get down on the ground and play with them. Someone who's going to be there for the long haul. I just couldn't be one of those moms who sat on the sidelines while their kids' lives passed them by. The only problem was I had no idea what to do. I know that sounds silly, because if you want to lose weight, you should just eat more salads and protein while cutting out all the junk, right? Well, that's exactly what I had been doing for the past 10 years. You name a diet out there, I tried it. I was counting points, I was eating whole foods, I was fasting in the morning, I was going for long walks, I ran while pushing the stroller, I gave up fast food, no liquid calories. I cooked most of my own meals and rarely ate out. I even cut out my weekend glasses of wine. And yet, after those first few pounds came off, I got stuck. My body stalled and my weight plateaued, Like clockwork, this happened every single time. And it's not just because I had kids. I know most women blame their bodies after having kids because losing weight can seem virtually impossible once you become a mom. But for me, losing weight has been impossible my entire life. When I was a teenager, 3 of my friends and I were hanging out at the mall. When it was time to eat, we went to our favorite place, but there was an hour-long wait. When we finally got inside, the hostess walked us to our booth. And as I went to sit down, I quickly realized I wasn't gonna fit. I literally could not fit in the booth. Completely humiliated, I told my friends to stay and eat while I rushed out the door with tears pouring down my face. I still think about it all the time because it was so humiliating. I have dozens of stories just like that. Because when you grow up overweight, you really don't fit into the world around you. It's like everything is there to make you remember that you're bigger than everyone else. So if you've ever felt insecure, self-conscious, or just plain frustrated with your weight or your body, just know you're not alone. There's thousands of us, just like you, going through the same struggles, the same embarrassment, and the same emotional pain. But as things kept getting worse and worse, a sliver of hope peeked through the dark clouds, and this simple purple tea ritual practically fell into my lap at the moment I was least expecting it. I had just gotten my kids down for the night. Getting 3 kids in bed at the same time is so exhausting. I felt like I had just run 5 miles, and so I went over to the couch to veg out, since this was my only true mommy time where no one needed anything from me. As I was scrolling through social media on my phone, one of my friends who's a fitness coach shared an article from the U.S. National Library of Medicine. It was about how every person has their own personal set point when it comes to their weight. Basically, we each have a genetically programmed weight that our body wants to be at, based on your gender, DNA, genetics, hormones, and other psychological elements, much like your hair, height, and eye color. You don't have any control over this. That's why some people are naturally heavy, while others are more petite or thin. And your body will fight to stay within 10 to 20 pounds of your set point no matter what. Some people have a set point of 120 pounds, like your skinny friend who eats whatever she wants and never gains a pound. For others, it's 185 pounds, or 215 pounds. There's not much you can do about it. Just think, how many times have you hit a plateau? In the beginning, you lose those first 5 to 10 pounds pretty easily, and you can't help but get excited. Then your weight completely stalls. This sudden halt in weight loss is because your body is fighting to maintain its set point for survival. That's why you naturally become hungrier, and your metabolism slows down as you begin to lose weight. This is your body fighting to return to its normal weight, because that's where it wants to be. Unlike you, your body doesn't want to get rid of an extra 15 to 30 pounds as quickly as possible, and so it fights back to hang on to your fat, just in case of emergency. Now, I don't want to bore you with all the science behind this, but to maintain your body's set point weight, your brain constantly monitors how much food you're eating and responds by releasing hormones that either increase or decrease hunger levels. If you've ever been on a diet, your body is likely releasing hormones that increase hunger, which is why diets are so hard to stick to. Because your body senses that you're losing weight and it ramps up your hunger hormone until you cave in, start eating more, so your weight returns to its set point. I sat there reading this article stunned. I felt like they were talking directly to me because this is what happened every single time I went on a diet. I would lose some weight in the beginning, get super excited. I'd finally think that I had everything figured out, and then a week or 2 in, my weight would stall. I'd diet even harder, start exercising more, and my body would fight back by making me more hungry as my metabolism slowed down and my weight hit a standstill. I always thought I was doing something wrong, but it turns out my body just wanted to get back to its set point, which for me was way more than I wanted to weigh. I felt cursed because my set point was so high. I couldn't get below 275 pounds for the life of me. After being so embarrassed when I couldn't fit in the booth at the restaurant with my friends, I just couldn't accept that I'd be stuck at this weight for the rest of my life. And I kept thinking, if everyone has their own set point, then why is it so easy to gain weight, yet so hard to lose it? As I kept pouring through the research, it turns out that as a survival mechanism, the body fights much harder to prevent weight loss than weight gain. This is known within the scientific community as asymmetric biological control. Basically, the body easily converts extra calories into fat regardless of changes in calorie intake. So if your body is converting all your extra calories into fat, and then you cut way back on calories to try to lose weight, your body is going to fight like crazy to hang on to that fat, even if you're only eating 500 calories a day. Before long, you're super hungry all the time. You finally give in and start eating more, which only creates more fat that goes straight to your belly, hips, and thighs. It's a vicious and frustrating cycle, which is why so many people quit, give up, and just accept the fact that they're destined to be overweight for their entire life. I have to admit, after reading all this for myself, I started feeling even more hopeless. If we all have a specific set point that our body wants to be at, and we're basically stuck there for the rest of our lives, then what's the point of even trying anymore? It's just too hard, especially if you're super busy and have kids and a career. A few weeks later, I went to my doctor for a post-pregnancy checkup. After weighing in at 292 pounds, he was really concerned, and he started asking me all of these questions about why I wasn't trying harder to lose weight. I told him about all the diets I'd been on over the past few years, how I was eating more whole foods, and I cut out all the junk. Yet my weight barely budged. Then, as the tears started rolling down my face, I broke down. I told him about all the research I was doing and how none of this really matters because my body is stuck at this set point for the rest of my life. And I was sick and tired of struggling, so I just stopped trying. He just sat there and gave me this little smirk. "What?" I hissed annoyingly between the tears. He said that while your body does have a natural set point when it comes to your weight, it's not permanent. It's like how some people have blonde hair as a kid and over time it turns brown as an adult, or someone who has green eyes as a teenager only to realize they're now hazel in their early 30s. Things can change over time, and when it comes to your set point, you just have to know what to do. And since it has nothing to do with cutting calories, counting carbs, skipping meals, doing tons of cardio, or starving yourself, most people are doing everything wrong when it comes to losing weight and changing their set point. They're fighting an uphill battle. Going for a 5-mile run does nothing to change your set point. Neither does skipping breakfast or cutting out red meat and becoming a vegetarian. That's like trying to dig a hole with a hammer. Your intentions are good, but you're using the wrong tool. The good news is, all you have to do is lower your set point and the extra weight will start coming off, usually within the first 24 hours. All you have to do is focus on this one thing. That's it. Most people are so stressed out trying to figure out what diet they should follow, what type of exercise they should do, if they should go low carb or plant-based, if they need to skip meals, how many days a week they should do cardio. They're worried about all these different things that burn you out, when the truth is you can forget about all of that. You can stop worrying because all you have to do is adjust your set point, which you can do in less than 10 seconds a day, so your body naturally starts burning fat again and everything else will take care of itself. Your belly fat will start melting off. Your jeans will start feeling looser around the waist and thighs. Your cellulite will start to fade away. Your face will look thinner and much younger. You'll have more energy. You'll be happier with a new outlook on life. Younger people will start coming up to you and make small talk after checking you out because you caught their eye walking through the grocery store, or while you're out shopping for new sexier clothes with your friends. You'll start getting people's attention wherever you go, as your waistline shrinks and your body thins out to the exact weight you want to be at. You get to decide how much weight you lose when you lower your set point, which is exactly how it should be. And the truth is, you can do this in less than 10 seconds every morning, no matter how old you are, no matter your genetics, and no matter how much weight you have to lose. I know that probably sounds too good to be true, and I thought the exact same thing until I saw it firsthand for myself. You see, as I was getting ready to leave the doctor's office, he wrote something on a small slip of paper and passed it over to me. "Purple tea?" I said, shocked. "Yes," he replied, "purple tea. Have you ever heard of it?" I had been drinking tea for years. Green tea, black tea, chamomile, oolong, matcha, but I'd never heard of purple tea. "It's new," he said, "but the reason it works comes down to one tiny little antioxidant called anthocyanin. When it comes to changing your weight set point so you can lose 20, 40, even 60 or more pounds and keep it off for years, while your waist slims down, your thighs thin out, and you look younger than you ever have before. The secret that no one knows about is purple tea. Purple tea is a very rare form of tea grown in the Nandi Hills of Kenya at an altitude of 4,500 to 7,500 feet above sea level. Every morning, a handful of women and men walk the Nandi Hills barefoot, picking these tiny purple plants. They put them in a basket, bring them back to their village, grind them up by hand, and pour hot water over them to drink. I couldn't believe it. These people were in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, yet they didn't look a day over 35. They were moving with such ease, and they were all so thin and strong. You would have guessed that they lived in the gym, but they never exercised, except for walking the hills every morning. And when their baskets were full, they'd bring them back to their tiny Kenyan village where they'd separate the plants, grind them up, put a tiny handful in a cup, and pour hot water over them. They all looked so happy and healthy, like they didn't have a care in the world. While everyone over here in America is arguing about what diet is best and whether carbs are bad for you or not, over there they just don't care, and it shows in how young they look. One of my former patients is from Kenya, and he's the one who shared this with me, my doctor said. I was stunned. I kept looking at all of these pictures and it all seemed so magical. But at the same time, I was really skeptical because no one can keep a secret anymore. And I've been desperately trying to lose weight for over 20 years. So how could I have never heard about this before? The world is a big place, he said, and there's a lot of things we don't know about. Since he could see how skeptical I was, he started going through the main ingredients in the secret purple tea recipe. So I could understand at a basic level why it works so well for burning fat. It turns out what makes purple tea different from every other tea is its abnormally high levels of catechins and epigallocatechin gallate. Both are rare plant compounds that are responsible for speeding up your fat-burning metabolism, which results in speedy calorie burn. And we all know that the more calories you burn and the faster you do it, the more weight you will lose. In a study published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, one group of people consumed 690 milligrams of catechins daily, while the control group consumed just 22 milligrams per day. Body weight, BMI, waist size, body fat mass, and subcutaneous fat were all significantly lower in the group that received 690 milligrams of catechins daily compared to the control group. Basically, that means the people who received high levels of catechins on a daily basis lost more weight, burned more belly fat, had their waist size dramatically shrink, and melted away more subcutaneous fat, which is the jiggly fat around your belly, hips, and thighs. Another secret weapon found only in purple tea is a special type of polyphenol called GHG. GHG helps decrease fat tissue thickness while increasing lean body tissue. Basically, it helps your body burn more fat while you also get thinner and leaner at the same time. That's because GHG increases an enzyme known as lipase. This is really important because the main job of lipase is to break down fat in the body. It also helps improve the metabolism of liver fat, which helps detoxify the liver. This also helps the body flush out unwanted fat and other toxins. So many people are trying so hard, exercising like crazy, and the weight just isn't coming off because their lipase switch is always turned off. Yet all you have to do is flip it back on, and your body will rapidly start burning fat again. It's like trying to use a brand new cell phone without turning it on first. It just doesn't work. However, when you turn this enzyme on first thing in the morning with a little bit of purple tea, you can double or even triple the amount of fat you burn during the day. Next is an antioxidant called anthocyanin. Anthocyanin is a potent antioxidant that gives the tea its purple color. And according to a new study from Japan, it has a significant potency against fat cells and can be used for prevention of weight gain. In a 12-week study, those that consumed anthocyanins had significantly lower body weight. And according to Tankanori Suda, one of the lead researchers from Chubu University in Aichi, Japan, the dietary anthocyanins clearly suppress the increase in tissue weight deposits and has a significant potency for anti-obesity, which means that the anthocyanins basically stop the test subjects from gaining weight, help them burn more fat, and could be vital in the fight against obesity around the world. Anthocyanins also helped increase energy expenditure in the body among the test subjects, so they burned more calories daily than those who didn't get the antioxidant, which is critical. Because just think about how much easier losing weight would be if your body simply burned more calories on its own. In another groundbreaking study, a group of women and men were asked to consume purple tea for research. After 4 weeks, participants had a significantly lower body weight, BMI, less abdominal fat, and a significantly smaller waist size. Basically, everyone who drank purple tea lost way more weight, a lot more belly fat, and their waist shrunk, even though they weren't exercising or on some crazy calorie-controlled diet. And in a study published by the U.S. National Library of Medicine, with the help from the National Institutes of Health, they found that purple tea significantly suppressed body weight gain, liver weight, abdominal fat, and triglycerides, which is a technical way of saying that purple tea extract helped people lose weight and burn belly fat while also improving the function of your liver, which is really important because your liver is the main organ responsible for burning fat in the body. Study after study was showing how effective purple tea was at burning off belly fat and increasing weight loss without having to do anything crazy like exercising all day long or eating tons of salad. Now here's where the purple tea is even more powerful. You see, your cells are filled with toxins, and so when your body starts burning fat, all these nasty toxins go straight into your bloodstream, which means they either go right back into other fat cells or they take over other parts of your body and make you feel sick, fatigued, and exhausted. However, the anthocyanins in purple tea not only help speed up weight loss, they also protect the body because of their high antioxidant profile. By flushing out these nasty toxins that get released when your body starts burning fat again on a regular basis. I have to admit, going through study after study had my head spinning, and I still felt a little unsure, but I couldn't deny the facts that were laid out right in front of me. When you combine all these fat-burning benefits of purple tea, it helps reverse the biochemical patterns that have slowed down your metabolism, so you quickly break through your set point and lose 15, 30, even 50 or more pounds without the struggle, without the frustration, and without the intense hunger and cravings that have ruined every single diet you've ever been on. Since this new type of tea is so new and so rare, no one is using it, except for the locals on the Nandi Hills of Kenya. Heck, even America's best doctors and weight loss experts don't know about the amazing, life-changing power of purple tea, which is probably why you've never heard of it before. You can't find it in a grocery store, and the ones that are available online are just cheap knockoffs filled with artificial chemicals, fake sweeteners, and other fillers. Just as I was about to leave the doctor's office, I was both excited and extremely frustrated. I was excited because I had a tiny sliver of hope that I could finally get rid of my belly fat without having to get an expensive surgery, without having to go on some miserable diet for the rest of my life, and without having to force myself to exercise for an hour or two every day. I tried all that before, it never works and isn't sustainable. But I was also frustrated because I couldn't just buy a plane ticket and fly out to Kenya. So how in the world was I supposed to get my hands on this purple tea? What my doctor did next left me stunned. As I was getting ready to leave, he pulled open the bottom drawer of his desk and handed me this tiny little plastic bag. Remember the former patient from Kenya I was talking about? He gave me an entire box of purple tea to get my professional opinion and to try it out for myself. I want you to have some to see if it will work for you. I put the little baggie in my purse and headed home. That night, after I finally got my kids to bed, I filled up my teapot, boiled some water, and poured it over a teaspoon of the purple tea leaves. I didn't want to mess it up, so I let it steep for a good 5 minutes to soak up all the nutrients. And when I had my first sip, I was actually surprised. It was sweet and calming. It tasted a lot better than I thought it would, but I didn't really feel anything happen at first. And so I enjoyed the rest of the cup, then headed off to bed. The next morning I woke up an hour before my kids, and that never happens. As I was getting out of bed, I felt a little bit lighter and my belly didn't feel so heavy. So I stepped on the scale, and to my shock, I was down 1.5 pounds. Now that might not sound like much to you, but I gained 80 pounds over the past year. So losing anything was like a miracle for me. However, I didn't let myself get too excited. It was probably just a fluke, and it could have just been water weight. So I brushed it off and went on with my day. I got into a new routine of having a hot cup of purple tea first thing in the morning, and another cup before bed. And as the weeks went by, I couldn't believe what happened. 8 pounds, 11 pounds, 19 pounds. The fat was just melting off me. My hunger and cravings were completely gone. My belly was getting flatter than it had ever been before, and the cellulite was disappearing from my butt and thighs. My face was thinning out. People were telling me how young I looked, and even my skin was clearing up. Day after day, I kept doing my purple tea ritual without drastically changing my diet or exercising like crazy. And in the end, I lost a whopping 110 pounds of nagging raw fat off my body, going from this to this. Suddenly, I weighed less than I did in my early 20s, but most important of all, I could finally get down on the floor and play with my kids. I was chasing them around the backyard playing tag, and I was finally setting the example of healthy living that I so desperately want to pass down to them. Most people just accept that you're going to gain weight and get heavier as you get older, but that doesn't have to be true. Just by using this weird purple tea ritual day in and day out, my energy was through the roof. My confidence was at an all-time high. I wasn't hiding in my house anymore, scared to go out and be judged by the outside world. I was like a brand new person who loved myself and my body. Without caring what anyone else thought, I bought a bunch of new bikinis, new sundresses, tighter jeans, and sexy tops. It was like this whole new world opened up to me. But the real test came when I ran into my ex-husband at the grocery store. He was there with some woman, and when he saw me out of the corner of his eye, his jaw dropped. He walked over it and practically tripped over his own drooling tongue. "Oh my God, Liz, is that you?" he gasped. "You look incredible. What happened?" I talked to him for a few minutes, but I was so grossed out. Because here he was, trying to win me back right in front of his new girlfriend. And after he walked out on me and our kids, I was done with him forever. I was finally dating the men I wanted to date instead of settling for someone good enough. And I couldn't be happier. My prayers had finally been answered. However, there was just one problem. Once I ran out of the purple tea my doctor gave me, it was gone. It's not like I could just go on my phone, pull up the Kenya supermarket app, and buy some more. It doesn't work that way. So while my weight was dropping faster than ever, I started to panic because I had no idea how I was going to get any more purple tea. But with my newfound confidence, I knew there had to be a way. I simply wasn't going to give up because I knew how powerful this purple tea was and how it completely transformed my life. So I reached out to my doctor, who put me in touch with his former patient from Kenya. He lived about an hour away, and over the next 3 months, we worked day and night on a plan to bring his magic purple tea to America without breaking the bank. We got in touch with suppliers, manufacturers, and supply chain experts, along with his relatives back home in Kenya. After seeing how powerful this new purple tea was firsthand, I had to get it in the hands of as many people as possible who were just like me, always struggling with their weight while trying way too hard for barely any results. This is the only thing that ever worked for me, especially after having kids, and I wasn't going to give up without a fight. Finally, after months of 20-hour work weeks, while going through 3 different manufacturers and more headaches than you could ever imagine, because what we were trying to do had never been done before. We took the pure plant extracts of the locals Nandi Hills used to stay young and thin and put them in an easy-to-swallow capsule that anyone can use in just seconds a day to burn more fat and have more energy. A few weeks later, the first test batch was delivered to my house. I still had a little over 30 pounds I wanted to lose, and I had been stalled ever since I ran out of purple tea from my doctor. So I ripped open the box, took 2 capsules with a big glass of water, and went back to playing with my kids. I was so busy trying to keep up with them all day that I didn't even think about it until I woke up the next morning, stepped on the scale like I always do, and was down half a pound. After being stalled for 6 weeks, I was jumping up and down like it was my wedding day. I got right back into my routine of having some purple tea first thing in the morning, and again before bed. Day after day, I felt lighter. My belly was getting even flatter. So the next time I stepped on the scale, I was down 6 pounds, and I lost another 12 pounds shortly after that. In the end, I lost another 33 pounds. My stomach was flatter than ever. My thighs didn't rub against each other anymore when I walked. My nagging aches and pains were basically gone. And you would have never guessed that 3 kids came out of this body just a few years earlier. It's like I stumbled upon the secret to rapidly burning fat that no one else had ever tried before. Remember, most of us are locked in to our weight set point, and whether that's weighing 130 pounds, 175 pounds, or 250 pounds, Getting too far down from that number is such a huge struggle. Your body fights against it. It wants to hang on to your fat in case of emergency. But when you finally give your body a new dose of nutrients that it's never gotten before, your set point starts to go down. Like dropping a brick off the top of a skyscraper. Your weight starts to go down so fast, you almost can't believe it's actually happening. But the number on the scale keeps going down, reminding you that this is real. It's like taking a pair of jumper cables and shocking your metabolism into high gear. And the best part is, it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how much weight you have to lose. It doesn't matter if you have a super slow metabolism. It doesn't matter what your current physical condition is. And it doesn't matter if you have horrible genetics. Since I was losing weight like crazy, all my friends started asking what I was doing. After all, since I was so busy, most of them hadn't seen me in months and they barely recognized me. They thought I had joined a gym or hired a personal trainer to whip me into shape. Yet all I was doing was my purple tea ritual twice a day, while trying to eat a healthy, balanced diet. So I started handing out samples from my test batch. And it was actually funny because all my girlfriends were hounding me with questions. Do I need to change my diet? Can I still go out to eat at restaurants? What about happy hour? Do I have to start working out? It's like they were stuck in the diet culture that's been fed to us for years. So they didn't believe that losing weight and burning fat could actually be simple and easy. I told them that eating healthy and exercising were obviously beneficial, but they weren't absolutely necessary. Sure, I'd love for everyone to eat super healthy all the time and exercise on a regular basis. Heck, I wish I did those things. But it's not always realistic and you have to start somewhere. So they started using my purple tea ritual and like clockwork, they were losing 2 pounds here, 5 pounds there. The fat was melting off their bodies and their waistline started to shrink and thin out. That's when I knew we were onto something big. So I took this new and rare purple tea recipe and nicknamed it PT Trim Fat Burn. The PT stands for purple tea and it trims and burns the fat off your belly. It's the only rapid fat burning formula that uses the hidden power of purple tea to lower your set point so you can lose 20, 40, even 60 or more pounds without going on another crash diet, without skipping meals, and without giving up your favorite foods forever. Now, to be completely honest and transparent, here's the exact label on every bottle of PT Trim Fat Burn. As you can see, there are no fillers, no sugars or artificial sweeteners, and no artificial chemicals. Only pure PT Trim extracts, prepared in the exact, precise amounts only found in our formula. So your body can quickly start burning belly fat again. Now that you know why it's always such a struggle to lose weight, because your body's genetic set point was locked in at a weight way too high, you'll be able to rapidly lower your set point, burn more pure fat, and flatten your belly in less than 10 seconds a day by getting the world's only PT Trim blend straight from the Nandi Hills of Kenya. There's no other way to get the exact fat-flushing formula that the locals from Kenya use on a daily basis to stay young and thin year-round, without stressing about their diet, worrying about counting calories, or spending hours at the gym. So please, don't waste your money on cheap knockoffs that are bound to pop up once people realize how powerful this new type of purple tea, combined with other rare ingredients, is at flushing away belly fat. Each bottle of PT Trim Fat Burn is put through rigorous third-party testing under GMP best practices and guidelines. So you know you're getting the purest, cleanest form of PT Trim in each bottle to help lower your set point, which is the only thing stopping you from dropping 15, 30, even 45 pounds or more. Just like the 23,455 women and men who have done just that in the last year alone. If you feel like you've tried everything and nothing ever works, then it's time to give your body something it's never had before. Because I know for a fact that there isn't a single diet program out there that uses our ancient PT Trim formula. So don't beat yourself up for never getting the results you want when the real answer has been hidden from you your entire life. It's like trying to build a house before they had power tools. Sure, it could be done, but it took a lot of time, a lot of hard work, and a lot of sacrifice, struggle, and pain. It doesn't have to be that way. This is the missing piece. I know it was for me. Because when low carb, keto, low fat, and eating more veggies didn't work for me, I started to think I was destined to be overweight for my entire life. Like my body was actively fighting back against the healthy foods I was eating. But when I started using PT Trim, the fat started coming off the first day. Not weeks, not months, and not years. It's so powerful that your body can't help but start shedding extra weight until you're down to the exact weight you want to be at. And the best part is, you get to control how much fat you burn. If you want to lose faster, then use more PT Trim throughout the day. You could have some before your first meal, and again in the early afternoon for a fat-burning energy boost. Then, when you get down to a comfortable weight for you, you can back off and only use it once a day to maintain your results and avoid rebound weight gain. Now, my time here today is almost over. However, before I go, I have to be blunt and completely honest. If you don't start doing something different, then nothing will ever change. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're gonna get the same results. And since you're here on me with this page right now, I know you want something different. Something better, because each hour that passes by is an hour you'll never get back, which means there's no time to waste in a body you don't absolutely love. You can never get this time back, and I wish someone would have told me this sooner, because I wasted so many years frustrated in my body, stuck and stalled. And it wasn't until I tried something completely new and outside of the box that the fat started melting off. That's why I want to do everything in my power to help you, so you don't have to struggle for years like I did, which is why I set aside 2 bundles of PT Trim Fat Burn at our largest discount ever. After my friends and I went through our test batch in less than 30 days, word started to spread like wildfire. All of a sudden, people I had never met before were coming up to me on the street because I was now the PT Trim lady who could help them lose weight. It's like I became some folk hero celebrity in St. Louis. And when we finally got our website up and running, it crashed in just 12 hours because so many people were ordering 6, 10, even 12 bottles at a time. After all, when it's worked for so many people, you want to get your hands on it as fast as possible and stock up so you never run out. If you think about it, it's really smart, because when I ran out of the first batch of PT Trim from my doctor, my weight stalled for nearly 3 months, even though I was doing everything else the exact same. And trust me, you don't want to know how much I would have paid for some PT Trim when my weight didn't budge an ounce for months in a row. I was desperate, and I made a vow right there that if I ever got more PT Trim, I'd stock up to last a lifetime. Because trust me, when those first 5 pounds come off, you start to get excited. The hope starts to creep in like you finally found something that works. Then when the next 10 pounds come off, you really start believing. Your clothes start fitting a bit looser and you notice the extra energy. When you're down 20, 50, even 75 pounds or more, you're hooked. You feel like a mountain has been lifted off your shoulders because you could finally stop worrying about your weight. Suddenly you look like someone half your age. You're moving around like you did in your 20s. Your spouse can't keep their hands off of you. Your sex life goes from a 1 to a 10 almost overnight, and you radiate this confidence that was always there deep down, but was buried underneath your weight for all these years. You can finally forget about all the different diets, the confusing weight loss plans, and the back-breaking workouts. None of those matter anymore, because now you control how much weight you lose. However, the thing is, since over 90% of people were ordering 6 or more bottles at a time, we're always at a huge risk of running out of PT Trim. I'm not some rich businesswoman who does this for a living, so I don't have millions of dollars to put into extra inventory, warehouse space, and a team of employees. This is the ultimate mom and pop shop that sprung up out of nowhere. And since we actually care about our customers, while delivering the highest quality product available, our inventory runs out really fast, usually within just a couple days. And when we're completely out of stock, it can take up to 2 months to get the next batch in, because we are testing everything and we never cut corners. So you only get the purest PT Trim extracts straight from the Nandi Hills of Kenya. And with the pandemic, shipping times have doubled, sometimes even tripled, and it takes even longer to get a package to your front door. Now, when you do get your first package of PT Trim, I want you to open it up immediately and take a capsule or 2 with a big glass of water. It'll get your body used to the new nutrients it's never had before, and you'll start the fat burning process right away. Then you can take your extra bottles and put one in your purse, in your medicine cabinet, in your desk drawer at work. Just spread them out all over so you can get an extra fat burning boost whenever you want, no matter how busy you get. If you want even faster results, have some PT Trim before every meal and around 11 a.m. when you hit your first lull. The longer you use it, the better and faster your results will be. It's just like learning how to ride a bike or drive a car. The more you do it, the better you get. And the more PT Trim you consume, the more it floods your body with the fat-burning nutrients and antioxidants it needs to burn fat day after day, while resetting your set point so you can lose all the weight you want. That's why it's so important to use this new PT Trim for at least 30 days. Don't get me wrong, most people start noticing results within the first day or two. But when you build up that consistency where you're using it all throughout the day, day in and day out, you'll be shocked at how fast your body transforms. My weight started dropping within the first 24 hours. I felt lighter and I had more energy. After the first month, I had lost more weight than I did in the previous 10 years combined. My friends barely recognized me and I had this youthful glow and confidence that wasn't there before. After 3 months, my parents thought I had gotten a new job at a gym. They figured I must have been exercising around the clock to be losing so much weight so fast. And when I told them what I was actually doing, they didn't believe me. And after 6 months, I made my ex eat his heart out when he ran into me at the grocery store, drooling like some teenage kid who's never kissed a woman before. And being able to walk away from him in complete confidence was the best feeling in the world. It's simple. The more you use it, the better your results will be. While it does work really fast, you can't just use it for a day or two and expect to lose 20 pounds. I'm sorry, but it doesn't work like that. That's why the smartest people are ordering 6 bottles at a time so they can start burning fat now and keep burning fat for the next 6 months in a row. Because the last thing you want is to lose a bunch of weight over the next 30 days and then have to wait another month or two to get your next batch, while your weight stalls and all your momentum goes right down the toilet. When you order 6 bottles now, you don't have to worry about running out. Just as your body flips into rapid fat burning mode, you'll be covered, and your results will keep building day after day. Nothing will be able to slow you down. That's why I decided to give a massive discount to those who truly want amazing, life-changing results. If you tried to get these rare Kenyan PT Trim extracts on your own, it would easily cost you thousands of dollars because you can't find them anywhere else. It's not like you can just go down to your local health food store and pick up some purple tea, unless it's a cheap knockoff. And our formula uses a very rare purple tea combined with 3 other ancient Kenyan PT Trim flat fushing compounds. And the cost of having these rare ingredients picked from Kenya and shipped to the US is over $500 alone. Not to mention all the manufacturing, third-party testing, quality control, and packages that goes into every bottle. Which is why our manufacturers originally wanted me to charge over $200 for every single bottle of PT Trim. But I just couldn't do it because when I hit rock bottom at 290 pounds raising 3 kids on my own, I could have never paid that much, even if I knew it worked for me. I just didn't have the money. That's why when you choose the 6-bottle package of PT Trim today, I took the original $200 price tag and cut it in half. Then I cut it in half again and took another 25% off. That means you won't pay $200 for a bottle of PT Trim Fat Burn. You won't pay $100 either. You won't even pay $50, although that is a huge bargain for getting rid of all of your belly fat once and for all. Instead, you can get your first 6 bottles of PT Trim for just $39 a bottle. We also worked out a deal with our manufacturers, so you'll get a discount on the 3-bottle and 1-bottle options as well. The savings aren't as big as the 6-bottle package, but it's still a great deal. And just to be 100% clear, when you purchase your first bottles of PT Trim Fat Burn today, you will never be billed again unless you place another order. I hate being forced into monthly subscription programs just as much as you do. So I just want you to know that you'll never be sent extra bottles and you'll never be billed automatically under any circumstance. However, our discounted bottles are going fast. So all you have to do is choose the 6-bottle package below, or whichever package works best for you. Your order will arrive within 5 to 7 business days, and you'll also receive an email confirmation from my team, along with information on how to get in touch with our customer support team, in case you ever have any questions. We'll be here for you 24/7, no matter what. Now, the truth is, you can't get this new type of PT Trim anywhere else. It's not available in stores or on any other website. You can only get it right here, right now. And if you close out of this page, we might be out of stock the next time you come back. Since we cut out the middleman, you can take advantage of our huge launch discounts, so you can get even faster results while saving more. Simply choose the 6-bottle package below or the one that feels like the best fit for you. And don't worry, you can try it out on us, and if it doesn't work, you pay nothing. If for whatever reason PT Trim Fat Burn doesn't work for you, just let our customer support team know and we'll give you a full and prompt refund with no questions asked. That way, you only pay if it works for you. So go ahead and make the smart decision. Lock in your results and savings with the 6-bottle package below. And when you order today, you'll also get the following 3 bonuses absolutely free. Free bonus number 1 is the 14-day flat belly diet. Listen, you don't need to overhaul your diet in order for this new purple tea to work. However, I always recommend eating healthier because you want your heart, arteries, and other vital organs to be as strong and healthy as possible. And so, throughout my own personal 110-pound weight loss journey, I found a new way of eating that worked extremely well for me. It's not keto, it's not low carb, and it's not plant-based. It's just a simple, practical, and easy approach that anyone can use who's super busy and wants really fast results. As a mother of 3, I didn't have time to spend an hour or 2 cooking healthy meals. That's why I put all my tips and tricks into this 14-day rapid fat burning protocol. Free bonus number 2 is the 24-hour fat melting protocol. Look, sometimes you just want to lose a few pounds as fast as possible, and going on another juice cleanse or 24-hour fast just isn't very healthy, especially if you're trying to do it on your own. That's why I put together a super simple 24-hour fat melting plan that you can use whenever you want to get a few pounds off fast. I always recommend using this right away when you get your first batch of PT Trim, because when you combine the 2 together, you can double or even triple your results within the first day. Free bonus number 3 is the PT Trim Slimming Smoothie Recipe Book. Smoothies are amazing for weight loss, and yet most people do them all wrong. They pack them full of high-sugar fruits, starchy vegetables, and protein powder packed with sweeteners and fake chemicals. It's no wonder why you're not losing any weight. The secret is making these new types of smoothies that work incredibly well for fast fat loss. And when you add in a capsule or 2 of PT Trim, your cravings diminish, your hunger goes away and stays away for hours, and your body starts burning more fat. I like to have one right after dinner as my dessert, so I'm not tempted to snack or binge on ice cream before bed. You get all 3 bonuses, which normally cost $77, absolutely free when you place your order for PT Trim here today. Now, our time here together is almost over, and the truth is, you have 2 options going forward. Option 1 is you can keep trying to figure this out on your own. You can try eating healthier, you can try exercising more, and you can try another fad diet that never works and only leaves you more frustrated and miserable. And if we're being honest, life will probably get in the way like it always does, and you'll never get around to doing anything about your weight. Option 2 is you can take the easy way out. Take advantage of the pure PT Trim extracts I personally had shipped over from Kenya in the exact right doses so you can start burning fat, flatten your belly, and finally get rid of 10, 20, even 30 or more pounds in less than 10 seconds a day. Plus, you get all 3 fat burning bonuses absolutely free: the flat belly diet, the 24-hour rapid fat loss protocol, and the PT Trim fat burning smoothies. Look, after losing over 100 pounds myself, I know how important it is to have someone in your corner helping you along the way, which is exactly what I'm here to do. However, you have to take the first step and order your first batch of PT Trim. Because if changing your diet and exercising more hasn't worked for you, then it's time to try something new. I can guarantee you've never tried anything like this before. There are no diet plans out there that use pure PT Trim extracts, which is why this worked so well for me when nothing else did. We can do this together. My team and I are here to help. I can't wait to see the amazing progress you make over the next few weeks. And remember, you're always backed by our 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, which means you have nothing to lose and a sexy, thin body to gain. Are you still here? No, and you'll get a full and prompt refund with no questions asked. You can even keep the free bonuses as our way of saying thank you for giving us a try. Question: how long will the discounted bottles be available? Like I said, once they're gone, they're gone. I can't promise they'll still be available tomorrow. So if there's any part of you that wants to give this a try, then don't hold back. Most of us never do anything for ourselves. We always put everyone else first.